thanks for a great day yesterday, and I'm sure we will have another couple coming up here. I'm very happy to be on stage to present an award for Lifetime Achievement in the Campus Card Industry to Bill Norwood. He's the first recipient of this inaugural award, and hereafter it will be presented and named in his honor. For me, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you have a mentor, you hope to one day be able to thank that person and maybe in a public forum even be able to thank them and honor them. I began working with Bill when I was a student at Florida State University, and he was starting that pioneering FSU card program that we talked a little bit about already today. After that, in the 1990s, his Card Application Technology Center, a public-private partnership started at the university, but with vendor support, helped several hundred campuses to install their very first ID card programs. Post that, through the vendor, the campus card vendor CyberMark, he helped another couple hundred campuses advance and install ID card programs. And most recently, for the last decade, has worked with Heartland Payment Systems to help them build their campus-focused practice through software development, creative acquisitions, and other efforts. I suspect whether you know it or not, almost every campus in this room at some point had one of your forefathers visit with Bill, consult with him through some point in the last 30 decades, and your campus card program is better off for that. I don't have time to list all of the firsts, but they include everything from ISO numbers to color photos on ID cards, bank partnerships, financial aid delivery, contactless smart cards on campus. It also includes at least 4 families that trace their roots back to the early days of working with Bill, and countless professionals who were trained under his wing that are now impacting the vendors in the ID and security space. I go to conferences all across the country, get to meet with people in the campus industry, but in other industries as well, and I never meet a company that doesn't have someone that's worked for Bill at some point working there. So I'm gonna let some other folks tell you a little bit about it so it doesn't have to just be me. All these people have some tie to the association, and we'll run a short video to let them tell you a bit more.
Bill's genius laid in his ability to put together the right people and the right technology for the infant photo ID industry.
Billy was the guy. He was always the guy. If you had a question about cards, technology, anything, he was the one to call. Billy is a very good friend. I think I would count him as one of my best business associates and best friends.
Joe and I are one of the many successful endeavors that has come out of working for Billy, as we both started our career working at Florida State University and then CyberMark.
Without working for Billy, I wouldn't have met my beautiful wife, Paige.
Because Bill's the kind of guy who just sees the future in a really remarkable way that few others can. And so I always knew that if I had a big, thorny, complicated problem, that I could call Bill up and he'd think about it for a while, and then he'd call me back and he'd come up with a really creative solution. Because Bill, in my mind, is a creative genius.
Things sure have changed in the industry, and you were definitely the founding father. And I can't thank you enough for all your wisdom, your patience, and your guidance.
And what really impressed me about Bill was not only how well he knew the subject matter he was presenting, but how well he commanded an audience, the way he could mesmerize people when he spoke.
And I recall, I thought maybe you and Al might have been pulling the wool over my eyes a little bit when you told me you had to go to Paris, France to pick up the chip cards because there were none made in the United States.
You've been a great person for the industry, and we all owe you a great deal of credit for the great progress that the university systems have accomplished over the years.
One thing that people may not realize is that the smart city system that really Billy helped develop is still used by the federal government in a program called EagleCash. And I've been told it's processed over $1 billion worth of transactions. So in terms of a legacy, I'd say the federal government owes Mr. Norwood a big thank you. I do as well.
Billy's the undisputed king of the whiteboard. You give him a challenge, a couple of Diet Cokes, and a handful of dry erase markers, and he's going to come back with a solution to whatever the problem was you presented. He never saw youth or a lack of experience as a detriment. It was an opportunity. And he gave many of us a jump start in our careers that we couldn't have gotten anywhere else.
If it weren't for you, Billy, my career in the card industry would never have happened. In the many trips I made to your offices in Florida, I not only learned that you were the expert and visionary, but that you are the most amazing individual with a heart of gold.
Here's to one of the most creative business minds I've ever known or had the pleasure to work for. You are a fantastic mentor for me, and I was blessed beyond belief to have the opportunities I had working for you.
On a particularly long event, I remember back in Atlanta, you asked me to see my ticket. You looked at it, handed me back your first class ticket instead. It was my first time riding in first class.
It's been a long and illustrious career, Billy, and you and I have gone through a whole lot together in 2.5 decades that we've known each other since 1994. I hope that you'll stay healthy. I hope that you'll enjoy your retirement. I know I'm going to miss seeing you at certain conferences, but I'm not going to miss you because I'm going to stay in touch.
I distinctly remember Bill presenting about our industry, and he always stressed the concept, the champion, that one person who through will, effort, and sheer tenacity could lead their campus with revolutionary ideas, innovation, and efficiency. What Bill did not realize, nor was recognized for until now, is that he was our champion.
So, to present Bill Norwood with the Bill Norwood Lifetime Achievement Award for Campus Card Technology. Congratulations.
Chris said I had an hour, so I'll cut it a little short, how's that? And, but I can't thank you enough for actually continuing what Joe and a lot of us struggled for early on. It means a lot to see you together. That's how you learn. That's how you experience what everybody is doing. Sharing communications, sharing what works, sharing what doesn't work, and telling others and trying to mentor those excuse me, that are around you. I was blessed at Florida State. I had a lot of people. If I started naming them, I don't think I could name all of them, but you know, one standing over here, a kid that was working for the legislature doing something down there, and I heard about him and he was great in marketing and a bunch of other things, so I convinced him to come to work at FSU with me in the card office or the card application center, whatever that we were trying to get started at that time. Another young man showed up one day on my doorsteps, wanted to sell me something, and I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was, whatever it was interesting. But he didn't go away. And so anyway, finally one day I said, I've got a desk over there. And the company that he worked for called me one day and said, is Jeff there? And I said, yeah, he's sitting over here, why? He said, have you hired him? And I said, no. And I looked over at Jeff and said, Jeff, have I hired you? And he said, have you? And I said, well, I guess so. So, tenacity, the teamwork that occurred, the miraculous things that we were able to do was done because of the people. Okay. Carl Painter sitting in Greeley, Colorado one night when the wind was blowing in the wrong direction. And we were trying to print ID cards off-site, first time in mass production. And Cindy Vetter, a trusting soul, had trusted us to do this. So Carl and I, and all I do is stand around and say, yeah, that looks good or it doesn't. You know, I'm not the techie, but so Carl's down there grinding away, and as 3 a.m. in the morning comes, Cindy's getting a lot concerned, and I said, hey, it's gonna be all right. And sure enough, by 8 o'clock that morning when the students lined up, I've forgotten how many, but it was a bunch. And we're looking out the doors, oh my God, you know. And so Carl pulled it off, as subsequent others have over the years. So it's the people that make you successful. It's not the individuals. I've been blessed also to have some really good people to work with over the years. Ron Farmer, for ever since as far back as I can remember, has been one of those. And he's always been a good support person, offering advice and telling us what we should and shouldn't do. And internally, it's been family. My son, Dan, started with me in, God, I'm trying to remember, 91 or 90, 88? Yeah, 85, 86. He was going to college and I needed help with some projects, and he said, well, I can do some of that. So the university, well, they sent me to Paris, so I could certainly hire my own son, right? So anyway, I convinced our vice president at that time, John Carnegie, who was another mentor and a great person, that I would really appreciate that, because I didn't have anybody else I could trust to do some of the work. And he's been with it ever since. My daughter's in it. I've got family everywhere. I do appreciate it. Thank you.